Today we're going to be looking at comparison story problems. And before we start looking at these story problems, I would like to go over a few words that you often see during these story problems. The first words that you see a lot are the words more or greater. If it's asking for more or which number is greater, we're looking for the larger number. So if I had the number 24 and the number 12 and I wanted to know which one I had more of or which number is greater, the greater number, the larger number is 24. Another set of words that you often see are the words less or fewer. Whenever you hear less or fewer, you want the smaller number. So if I had the number 10 and the number 3, and I wanted to know which number was less or what I had fewer of, the smaller number is 3. I had less. 3 is less than 10. All right, let's look at the first type of problem here. The first one says, the library has 4 books about snakes. They have fewer books about rats. How many books do they have about rats? Well, I can go up and highlight that key information. I know that the library has 4 books about snakes, and they have fewer books about rats. Fewer than 4, so I know it has to be smaller than 4. The question they're asking is, how many books do they have about rats? Well, I know it has to be fewer than 4. So I go and look, and my first choice, A, is 5, and B is 3. Which number is fewer than 4? If you said 3, you are correct. Great job. Let's take a look at this one. There are 10 boys and 6 girls in the class. Are there fewer boys or girls? Let's highlight the key information. We know there's 10 boys and 6 girls in the class. The question is asking, are there fewer boys or girls? So let's look at the two numbers. Which number is fewer, or remember, less, smaller? 6 is less, isn't it? Well, 6 is girls. There are fewer girls in class than there are boys. There are 5 clowns and 3 lions in the circus. Does the circus have more clowns or lions? Key information. There are 5 clowns and 3 lions. The question they're asking, does the circus have more clowns or lions? Well, which one is more? If you said clowns, you are correct, because there are 5 clowns, and 5 is more than 3. Let's take a look at this problem. It says Anne has 3 dolls. Meg has 6 dolls. Who has more dolls? How many more? Well, let's start out by drawing the picture. I'm going to put an A here for Anne. So I know these are Anne's dolls. And it says she has 3 dolls. I'm going to draw 3 dolls. And I'm going to use circles. 1, 2, 3. There's my 3 dolls. The other important information says that Meg has 6 dolls. So I'm going to put an M here for Meg. And I'm going to draw her 6 dolls. And when I draw them, I'm going to line them up right underneath Anne's. Keep it nice and neat. And you'll find out in a second why that's pretty important. So there I have 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, there's Anne's 3 dolls and Meg's 6 dolls. Who has more dolls? Well, since I lined it up, it's pretty easy to tell who has more. You're right. If you said Meg, Meg does have more. Well, there's 2 parts to this question. The second part asks, how many more? Well, since we have them nice and neatly lined up, we can compare by saying, okay, here they both have 1 They both have 2. They both have 3. Oh, Ann doesn't have any. Meg has more. How many more? 1, 2, 3 more. Meg has 3 more than Ann. Again, I can write this out as a number sentence. I know from learning about fact families that when I write a subtraction sentence, I'm going to start with the bigger number. 6 of Meg's dolls minus 3 of Ann equals 3 more. 6 minus 3 equals 3. Great. Let's take a look at another one. Maybe erase this here. Alright, here we go. The dog has 8 toys, and the cat has 5 toys. Who has more toys? How many more? Let's draw a picture again. Important information. The dog has 8 toys. So I'm going to put a D for the dog, and I'm going to draw their 8 toys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the cat has 5 toys. I'm going to put a C for cat, and I'm going to draw the 5 toys, and I'm going to try and line them up nice and neat. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toys for the cat. The first question asks, who has more toys? Well, by looking, who has more, the dog or the cat? You're right if you said the dog. The dog does have more. 8 is more than 5. So the dog has more. The second question asks, well, how many more do they have? Well, I have this nice neat picture. Let's compare. They're the same amount, same amount, same amount, same amount. Oh, the dog does have more. How many more? 1, 2, 3. The dog has 3 more than the cat. Well, if I was going to write a number sentence, remember I'd write a subtraction sentence, and I have the number 8 and 5. Do you remember in a subtraction sentence what number goes first? You're right, the bigger. 8 of the dog toys minus the 5 cat toys equals how many more toys? 3. Great job. Let's take a look at another one. Sam has 7 toy cars. Ted has 4 toy cars. Who has more toy cars? How many more? Why don't you pause your video, get out your whiteboard or a piece of notebook paper, and see if you can solve this comparison story. When you're ready, hit play and check your work. Alright, are you ready to check your work? Alright, Sam has 7 toy cars. So did you put an S for Sam and draw his 7 toys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Great. And Ted has 4 toy cars. So I'm going to put a T for Ted, and I'm going to draw on his 4 cars. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. The question they're asking is, who has more toy cars? Did you say Sam? If you did, you are correct. Sam does have more. Well, the next question asks, well, how many more? So did you use your picture to help you compare? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all the same. Uh-oh, here's where they're not same anymore. 1, 2, 3 more. You sure have had that answer a couple times that way. 3 more toy cars for Sam. Did you even write the number sentence? Well, if you did, it should say 7 minus 4 equals 3. 3 more. What would be my label? You're right. Toy cars. How'd you do? Good? Alright, let's take a look at another one. This one says Jen has 8 pencils. Meg has 7 pencils. Who has fewer pencils? How many less? Why don't you pause your video, solve the problem on your whiteboard or a piece of paper, and hit play when you're ready to check it. Alright, are you ready to check? Okay. Jen has 8 pencils. So I'm going to put a J for Jen and draw in her 8 pencils. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Meg has 7 pencils. I'm going to put an M for Meg, and I'm going to draw in her 7, keeping it nice and neat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The question this time said, who has fewer pencils? Hopefully they didn't trick you. Fewer means less. It was the least amount, the smaller number. You're right, it was Meg this time. Meg has the smaller number. She has fewer pencils. The second part wanted to know, well, how many less? So let's look at a comparison. They're the same, they're the same, the same, they're the same, they're the same, same, the same. Wow, there's 1 less. So I have Meg as 1 less. What should our label be? She has 1 less what? Turtle? You're right, pencil. She has 1 less pencil. There we go. How about a number sentence? Did you write one? Well, the important information, Jen had 8 pencils and Meg has 7 pencils. And we know in the comparison problem we're going to subtract. And we know in a subtraction problem the biggest or largest number goes first. So 8 minus 7 equals 1. How'd you do? Great job. You may stop the video and work on your next must-do.